Hi, my name is Vanessa, and tonight's investigation brings us here to the Grapes Public House. I invite you to join me and the team of Stoke Haunted to tonight's venue. Step inside and have a look around.
Before 1558, the area now known as Newchapel was called Thirstfield and was then a part of the much larger parish of Wolstanton. Newchapel is actually one of the most ancient places in the country. The truth is that the tiny village dates back to Alfred the Great and the very beginning of the English nation, although it was known by a different name back then. There are references to Thirstfield in the Domesday Book written over 900 years ago. Certainly implies the first written evidence of Newchapel dates from 1691. The Grapes was used as a local courtroom between 1834 and 1841. A stone chapel was built in 1558. It is believed that there has been a place of worship of some form in the area since the 13th century, and that the new chapel of 1558 was built to replace an existing one. The church was rebuilt in 1880 at a cost of £2,675, and this was the current church, which was consecrated on the 14th of February 1880. It has a western turret containing one bell and originally had seating for 300 people. The most famous person to have lived in the Newchapel area was James Brindley, known for his contribution to the waterway system of this country. James Brindley died in 1772 and did not live to see his dream of tunnelling through Harecastle Hill realised. The work was completed by his brother-in-law. James Brindley was buried on the churchyard on September 30th, 1772.
We'll be doing another experiment, which Tim and John actually would have heard. I don't know if you all saw it, probably not, because I only got about 4 replies. I sent out an email during the week asking if anyone with a camera, first come, first served. It takes a little bit of explanation, this particular experiment, and I will apologise to Andy right now for not coming to him initially as our photographic expert. But at the time, I felt that Andy could have actually been taking part in the experiment.
12 megapixels.
He did, yeah. The experiment tonight is photographic and it's concerning orbs. We all know about orbs. We've all seen the photographs. We've all taken photographs of orbs, yeah? If you haven't taken one, you'll have seen one. We all know 2 schools of thought with an orb, yes? It's either the first manifestation of a spirit entity, or if you're an expert photographer, as Andy is, that's a complete crock. And it's an airborne particle of dust or water vapour that's reflecting light back off of your flash, yeah? I've actually spent about 3 months working on this. If you look on any photographic experts type site that talk about this, they all obviously totally discount the paranormal possibilities of it. And they all say it's perfectly natural, that's what it is. They all said exactly the same thing. In many different ways and in many different technicalities, they all said exactly the same thing. Airborne particle, water vapour, reflection of light. One thing that a lot of them talked about, and I don't know if Andy's heard of this, they all talked about the orb zone. You heard of that? Now apparently, you've all seen the photographs, yeah? You've all got photographs of orbs. In some of your photographs, the orb will look way off in the distance, the other side of the room, 20, 30 foot away. Some look quite close. Apparently, that is a total optical illusion. Some of it is done with depth, i.e. a little orb may look further away than a big orb, yeah, just purely because of size, perspective. But according to all these experts, an orb, every single orb photograph that's ever been taken, the orb is in the orb zone. From that I developed a little theory of my own, and I spent the next 6 weeks searching and searching and searching the internet looking for someone who had a similar theory. Could have gone straight to Andy and he would have probably told me, but I didn't want to at the time. Eventually found a website that agreed, or seemed to have the same thoughts as me. Was that if that is the case, that's what every single website says, that every single orb is in that zone, the orb zone, 2 cameras together, and this is where we're now talking about the field of view and depth of it, which I don't profess to understand at all. 2 cameras taking an identical photograph at exactly the same time, it should therefore be a physical impossibility for those 2 cameras to photograph the same orb. Then that's got to cast doubt, big doubt in my opinion, on the so-called photographic experts' theory. And I know Andy sits firmly in that corner. He totally agrees or believes that the paranormal explanation is a
Is that what it was? I saw all white spots, like snow.